Hey, Malibu Pacific Church, Andy and Joel here.
Hey everyone.
Hey, we are following up on the June 1st Vision Night that we had here, and it was a wonderful evening, and we were not able to get through all the questions.
Yeah, you had a lot of questions, and we promised that we were going to answer every question, even if it wasn't just at that night.
So here we are, we're doing it.
Yep.
And if you have more questions, please email the church office. Is it info@Malibu Pacific Church?
Church, yeah.
.church. So keep asking questions. I'm available for a phone call. Call me, email me, Andy@Malibu Pacific Church, Joel@MalibuPacific.church. So keep the questions coming because we're doing a lot of new things. So we invite the questions. That helps us actually clarify what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. We want to clarify as best as possible, right?
Because we're learning as well.
Yeah,
we're trying to figure things out.
Exactly. I almost said as much as possible.
Yeah.
As best as possible, all of the above. All right, so let's go over some questions.
Here's the questions from June 1st. Here we go.
Big one. Where were the tacos from? Just kidding. El Tapatio.
I don't
That's a great
know.
little shout out. That wasn't even written here.
Whoa,
I just wanted to say, if you were there, thank you so much for being there. It was a great night of fellowship, and the tacos, come on.
They were great.
Oh my gosh.
Right off the bat, I didn't know the answer.
This is gonna go well.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Is there enough parking if the church grows in numbers?
I don't think so. How many parking spaces do we have?
I believe it's 98 parking spaces.
98 parking spaces. And typically you would have 4 per car.
Mhm.
So let's say 100, so that's 400. We seat 230.
Yeah.
So the way that we're looking at it right now is to have 2 services in September. That's, if every seat is filled, that's 460.
Mhm.
So right now we're okay. I think we can make that work.
Yeah, definitely. And if parking does become an issue, we are people who are trying to find solutions to all those things. So if you would like to buy us a plot of land, so just kidding. But for reals, we want to find solutions and the best practices that maybe you have too for parking here at church.
Yeah.
Great. That was easy.
Yeah,
There we go.
easy.
How are you going to train us to work in the various areas of ministry?
All right, each department head or the leader of a department, which would be like Joel. Joel's in charge of the marketing, and he will train you to run a camera, or he will train you to also, let's say, planning center. Somebody's training somebody else now. What's happening there?
Yeah, so we have some people who are running planning center or pro presenter, so all the lyrics that are going up during our worship service. What we do is we want to equip leaders to lead other leaders. So that is just the goal with all of this, is to always train your replacement, even though you can never be really replaced. We love every single one of you. The goal is to have as many people to be able to do as many things as possible because we want to serve and grow.
I also know that Sayona is training all the small group leaders on June 17 at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
So she's doing 3 months of training. So if you want to be a small group leader, she has an hour training on Zoom once a month, 3 sessions, 3 hours. And so we're equipping you to be a small group leader. So that's true in every department, every area of our church. You will be trained. The number one reason why people don't serve or volunteer is because they don't feel equipped or trained to do the job. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. So we are definitely doing that.
Absolutely. So if you have any more questions about being equipped or trained, we'll get you in touch with any of the directors and show you what they're doing with these next steps for the entire church, which we're really excited about. All right, next question. Totally support children's youth programs. I'm proof that works. Hear that?
All right.
Woo, I love that. Especially in COVID, so much opportunity for older ministry. What's next for MPC in that area with adult ministry?
Adult ministries?
Yeah.
We want everybody serving in our church, from parking lot to the stage to with lighting, sound, greeters, small group leaders. We need a lot of you sitting around a circle with a teenager or a student or a child as a small group leader. We need singers, we need tech people, we need hosts, we need storytellers. So
there are tons of opportunities
areas
for adults to go out and minister to people. There are so many different areas, and it's for all types of personalities. Introvert, extrovert, the middle trovert, whatever you are, this is a season of serving, and there's so much awesome work to do.
So, yes, adults,
Absolutely.
we need everybody in the game. Here we go.
How will these volunteer opportunities be made available? can there be an online portal, a way to find what small groups are available?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we do something or put something online or call the church office would be the easiest.
Absolutely.
Here's what we need everybody to ask. Not what I want to do, but where can you place me strategically in the life of the church? That's a whole different question. We know that everybody has a desire to do something, but in the life of the church right now, we're starting a lot of new things. The best question that you could ask is not what I want, but where can you place me strategically in the church? Put me in, coach. So we would really appreciate it if you would do that, and that would help move the ball down the field.
Absolutely, and those online portals, we love to hear things like that too, because we want your experience to be super user friendly. So if you have some best practices or maybe a little like, hey, can we try this thing out? It's always great to have that conversation. We might not be able to do all of it because we're, some of us aren't, professional web designers, but if you know a professional web designer that can create a portal for us, for the church, for the ministries, oh my gosh, that's the kind of stuff we're looking for in this next season. So please bring it all to the table because we want to make sure that this is the easiest experience and the best experience out there.
That's good. I also know that it takes people 3 to 5 times before they find their niche in a ministry. So trying different things and going to different places, because one ministry area didn't work for you doesn't mean never serve again. Just say, I like that, but it wasn't quite my fit. Let me try something else. And then by the 3rd or the 5th time, you're like, oh, I love this. And here's the thing about serving. If you're doing it and you're feeling drained, you're not in the right place.
Totally.
1 Corinthians 12, your finger trying to be an ear, the finger gets tired. Right? It's not working out. But when you are finding the place where God has designed you and you love it and you're passionate about it, it's as if God gives you extra energy and life and you love it. It doesn't take your time. You look forward to doing it. So be patient with yourself and with the church as you find the place that God is strategically putting you in.
Totally. It's kind of like maybe you're doing hospitality and hey, that's just not your gifting and you're like, it's kind of draining me. But then all of a sudden you go to like a supermarket and you smell Axe body spray. You're going to be a junior high leader then, like straight up. All right. So if you have those giftings and you're looking to be a small group leader, that's where it's going. All right, here we go. Some more questions. Number 1, will there be a music ministry? Will there be ministry that supports recovering alcoholics? Should we have parking people after church because some leave without talking to anyone?
That's a great question. The very first one, there's a lot here. Will there be a music ministry? Yes, it's happening right now. We have a music ministry. Some weeks it's been very different. Volunteers, a couple paid musicians here and there. But yes, there's going to be a music ministry. And if you play music, we want to have an audition and let us know.
Absolutely.
Number 2 is...
Will there be a ministry that supports recovering alcoholics?
Yeah, my understanding, I'm still new here, but you may know more. There was AA groups here?
Absolutely, yeah. We had AA groups here on Mondays, Al-Anon groups. I know those are different but it's still a recovering alcoholic or affected by alcohol.
And they're coming back. We're just not sure when. We're waiting for things to open up.
During COVID, they moved all meetings to Zoom, so they were meeting that way. Certain groups actually kept meeting in person in different homes and things like that too. But as soon as we can, our church doors will be open. The building will be open to all groups because this is a church for
everybody
and every story.
All right.
I was going to harmonize with you.
No, you don't want to do that.
Sorry.
You don't want me singing. And then the last question is, why don't we have a parking team out, when people are leaving? You're absolutely right. The parking team, we need people on the parking team saying hello. People decide whether or not they're coming to church within the first 3 to 5 minutes if they're coming back, and that's a win if they do. Secondly, we want people to have a fond farewell.
Totally.
You may know more about this than me, but if the experience, even at a restaurant, if the dessert is bad, that's what they remember the entire meal.
Absolutely. There's this little theme park called Disneyland that actually spends copious amounts of money every single night. They call it the Good Night Kiss. Do you know what that is?
No.
The fireworks show. They want everybody to leave that park going, wow. And if we could do that as an experience, do fireworks every Sunday.
Yes.
Right? So come be a pyrotechnic. Maybe
we'll put that in the budget, yeah.
Totally.
But that's a great point.
Yeah.
You're leaving with a fond farewell. So whatever memory we have when we're leaving a place is the memory we have of the place. So You're absolutely right. We need more parking team, so please volunteer.
I think that's something we can incorporate right now. Whoever wrote this, if you want to serve in that capacity, we need fond farewellers.
The person who sees a need is probably the one that God's calling to do it.
Oh,
You're it. Yeah.
This?
That's it.
Oh,
we know who you are. We know who you
exactly. Call us.
are.
All right, next one. Pivotal circumstances. If a person is needing help in finding a place, home, room, apartment, with Malibu Pacific Church, do they have a network? Like a prayer team, a community team, for something like that?
We definitely have a network with the deacons for the care team. We do now and then hear about a place, but we are not a real estate company. So it's just by haphazard if somebody tells us, but we don't keep a record of that. You may know more. I do know the deacons. We do have the prayer team and care team.
Definitely. We do have prayer and care. We don't really have, like Andy was saying, a realty team or anything like that in the area, but the best thing to do is come talk to people on the patio. You never know what kind of network you're going to create, and actually it's not even network, the community you're going to find here, because I'll tell you this, Malibu Pacific Church is one of the most generous communities I've ever seen in my entire life. So I'll say that again and again and again from my own experiences, my family experiences. So come and just talk to people. You never know what conversations, doors will be open just by being here. Yeah. Cool. What are the details of each ministry so that we know what we are signing up for? Okay, so this is the next hour.
Wow, yeah, this is going to take 2 hours, and I could draw an org chart, but I think the best thing to do is just call us, and depending on what area you would be interested in serving in, they can describe it. For example, let's say it's with the children. You call Katie. The old way of thinking was Sunday school, and I need to teach Sunday school. I need to do the music. I need to do the story time. I need to do all the crafts. I need to do the games. That's not how we're structured anymore. We have a certain person who's good at each one of those areas volunteering for each one. So when you call Katie, she's going to be asking you, would you be willing just to welcome people, be greeters at the door? We need all the kids at the check-in to check in because safety first, and we want to make sure the right parent leaves with the right child. And so we need check-in people, greeters. Yeah. That's 20 minutes. You can do that. You're not even talking to kids. You're talking to parents and helping them check in. We need people to do music and sing a song or two with the kids. We need somebody to be a host. We need somebody to do the storytelling. So if you're in sales, you'd be great at storytelling, and then you leave. We need people to be small group leaders that you never want to get on a stage, but you love answering the 6 questions to the kids and helping them apply the principle in their life. So each area is just so different. And then with the online church, there's a whole area there. There's marketing. There's a whole area with social media and everything.
Tons of details for every single ministry, and guess what? All of them are the most important thing.
According to every department.
Exactly. So everything's the most. The thing is we want to find the right fit where God is calling you, and we want to discern that together. So if you're really good at crafts, and that's something that you can bring to the table, Katie's looking for people who's really good at crafts, and maybe you serve in that regard and come up with like 2 months worth of crafts, and then you just hand them over to Katie and her team, and boom, crafts are done. Kids are learning about Jesus. Kids are coming to the Lord.
You can do that at home.
You can do it at home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where we're just really...
That's a hard question to answer because there's so much detail, and the org chart is so big, but we have a place for you, and we need you. So call us, and we'll figure it out.
Last one, would my gay son be welcome here?
Absolutely. Our vision statement is, we are creating a church for everybody and every story. Every story matters, and the word in Greek, everybody, means everybody. So that's the literal Greek translation, and we mean that here.
Absolutely.
There is one more also in line with that, with the children's ministry and every story. Somebody asked the question, how do I know the small group leaders are they're safe people, or do I want them being a small group leader and speaking into my child's life?
Totally.
A couple things here, and Joel's has years of experience with student ministries. Everybody is background checked.
Every person. Any person working with any minor gets background checked immediately.
Anybody. So there's a safety issue. Secondly, the curriculum that we're using here is it's going to be called Orange. Not going to be called, but it is Orange. And we are determining what the curriculum is. And so everything goes together. It's not like somebody's being a small group leader and giving their opinion on a passage. It's the storyteller. It's themed every week, and then the small group leaders are going through the questions with the kids on how to apply the principle that the storyteller shared. And so just trust us. The content is outstanding.
Phenomenal writers. Too.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's like small group in a box. Like you open it up and it's ready to go. And you can look through it and maybe add like a little personal, if you wanted to. But the thing is that the questions really align with the message that's going on that morning.
Exactly.
The songs that are going on, possibly the craft that's going on. I see you out there who's going to make those crafts. And it's just beautifully, really woven together for a complete narrative into that Sunday morning.
And theologically sound.
Beyond,
and so,
yes.
Yeah. And so we're not asking just for anybody to be a small group leader. They will be vetted. We will make sure they're on board with the mission, vision, strategy of our church. They'll be background checked. And so I trust us, and we're trusting you, all of you too. But we just want what's best for our kids. And so, it's going to be great people. You know who they are. Spending time with our students and children and helping them to win in their faith and succeed in life. So thank you for all of your questions. If you have more, please send them. Those were great questions. And we look forward to seeing you till next time.